Shadowed lands, bodies broken, vampire lord, souls taken. Strahd reigns, night eternal, hero's quest, life infernal. Blood moon rises, screams ignite, battle fierce, endless night. Sever steel, heart of fire, vanquish doom, death inspire. Crimson sky, haunted cries, echo deep, where hope dies. Blood moon rises, screams ignite, battle fierce, endless night. Silver steel, heart of fire, vanquish doom, death inspire. Blood moon rises, screams ignite, battle fierce, endless night.
Great. No politics.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Tinfoil hats on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to more Curse of Strahd. When we last left our adventurers, our intrepid crew of miscreants, or not really miscreants. What would we call our group at this point? What would you guys call your group at this point?
We're all misfits.
Misfits sounds like a good one. But when we last left our heroes, they further explored the Solenka Pass and the strange tower that was harboring ancient spirits that were guarding the hilt of a magical sword. Sword in which Sorin, with a very high history check, was able to discern the origins of. After defeating the spirits and communing with the sword and locating a lost ally, the horse spirit managed to get away from the large Thunderbird. And the party discovered that upon using the tower as a safe haven, at least to catch their breath, lick their wounds, to kind of recover, that the The hearth itself served as something familiar. Another teleportation area. With some clever thinking and some agitation from a summoned familiar, upon being thrown repeatedly into the hearth, the feline relayed the information that they were not the only ones to use the teleportation room. That another figure had been doing so as well. So carefully, and with some minor finagling, getting the horse and the dogs into the chamber itself, they managed to teleport themselves back to Krezk. Amongst the ruins of the abbey, and they returned to their safe house, where there was someone waiting for them. Someone with a missive from perhaps an old friend, maybe an ally, definitely someone they've met before, with information on where they could find one of the items in which to eliminate Strahd. This item comes in the form of a spectral ghost of sorts, and the location in which is the ruins of an old village named Brez. So the five of you, with Vasilka and your animal companions, you're all in your safe house. You've had time to rest, so if you're wounded, feel free to get the benefits of a long rest. If you've used abilities, you have the benefits of your long rest. But what do you guys do?
Should we check on the town folk to see how everyone's faring right now?
I don't think that would, be an issue. I'll go with you, Jymbo.
Okay, that sounds good to me. And Jymbo goes to check on everyone. The mayor and mostly.
Okay.
Like if there's anything they need before we go out and travel again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You venture out, and obviously the town is as it was. They're less in shock from the goings on of the abbey. They haven't they don't seem as on edge as before, with the rumored howling in the woods. The burgomaster, he's not present currently. He's still in his home, but you see a few people milling about in the streets. Are you checking on anyone in particular, like the burgomaster, or?
Yes, definitely gonna check on the burger man.
Okay. Go to the burgomaster's home, and his attendant opens the door and says, "Oh, yes, how may I help you?"
Oh yeah, hey, we were here to check on the burger man, see how he's doing. We were in town seeing if anyone needed anything. Monsters beat up, wine brought, some jaunty tunes.
I mean, a jaunty tune would be wonderful. Go on.
Oh, you know what? I was kidding about that one. I have limericks though. Do you like limericks?
I mean, and then the attendant just kind of like, he's like, I suppose, yes.
Okay. Have you heard of this place called Nantucket?
No. He shakes his head. he's like, no.
well, it won't work if you don't know where it is, so never mind.
But the attendant says, I believe our wine has been on time. The deliveries have been on time from the manifest in which I've had to sign off on. You and the burgomaster's doing well. He's doing as well as he can be. And he kind of like looks back over his shoulder into the home, and you hear like the faint tapping of silverware on plates, as if you've kind of like caught them at part of their meal, but they don't send you away. They don't tell the attendant to send you away, but they don't really say anything either.
Oh, we'll just let them know, since we came at the wrong time, that if they need anything, we'll be in town for probably today.
Oh, very good, very good. I'll let them know. And you're at the old estate, and he points down the road towards your home.
Yes, I think that is us, unless there are other rabbit men, which I would love to meet them.
I have not seen any other bipedal anthropomorphized lapins anywhere.
Lapping? No, I'm not lapping yet. I got a joke though?
and the man kind of like stares at you for a long period of time. Like one of the social stares where it's like, the conversation has ended. Why are you still here?
And then Jymbo slowly Homer Simpsons into the bush.
As you Homer Simpson into the bush, the attendant closes the door slowly.
I think that went well. What do you think?
You're just all kinds of awkward, aren't you?
Nah, I'm completely put together and a social butterfly. I have a charisma of -1.
So
Same here.
Jymbo, Warren, as you're leaving the burgomaster's house, you see a little bit closer towards the pond where the gazebo had been refurbished. You see that there are a few people that tend to walk up, and it looks like they offer up a small prayer, and then they depart. It looks like a lot of them are doing that at the beginning of their day.
I'm actually going to head over to the gazebo as well. One, to check on my handiwork and see if anything needs checked up on and fixed. And two, I'm also going to pray.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, but add your proficiency bonus because you are proficient with carpentry tools.
A 5. Yep, this is wood.
I mean, the wind hasn't blown it over yet, so.
It's sturdy. It's sturdy. It's good.
Okay. But yeah, you check it out, and no lasting issues.
Jymbo follows behind, is also checking it out. This looks good. I like what you did with that joint there. It looks very joined together.
I mean, I did
Jymbo
what I
knows
could
nothing.
with. I did what I could with what we had available.
And then you said you're also going to pray?
Yep. I'm going to reach into the little bag that I have that holy symbol in that I picked up. I think I picked it up from the Abbey actually. And like I'm not gonna like, from outward appearances, Warren's not gonna like bow his head and take a knee. Like he's just going to stand there and kind of like close his eyes and just kind of like hold. How big is the holy symbol?
I mean, the holy symbol's maybe at most 5 inches across. That's a 5-inch diameter.
So kind of like a medallion.
Yeah.
Okay, like Warren's just going to like mess with it in his hand, like run his thumb over the like the imagery on it, like almost like a fidget, almost like how you would do like a worry stone. Like
Okay.
that's how he's just kind of, and he's like slowing down his breath, like he's like that's just his way of doing what he thinks is right, because he's before coming to Barovia, he was never like a deity fearing person. You know, he was just like
Right.
get up at the crack of dawn, work the land, help people in his community. Like it was just a routine for him.
Okay. So you're communing with you're trying to commune with your deity. Is that exactly what you're trying to do?
In Warren's own way.
Okay.
Like
As you procured the holy symbol, that I believe that you got that at the Amber Temple, because there was the room that had a bunch of holy symbols in it.
that's right. Yeah.
As you're holding the holy symbol, the same feeling when you held the hilt of the sun sword is the same feeling that you're getting from your holy symbol. It feels warm, as if it had been out in the sun for a while, like left on top of a fence post during a warm summer's day, and it's managed to absorb a modicum of that heat. It's not too hot to the touch, but it's like that comfortable warmth, like, you know, you could fall asleep and that's your midday nap. You know what I mean? Like that kind of warmth that you're getting from it. And as you do so, your thumb, as it brushes over the iconography, the iconography of the Morning Lord is kind of just like a sunburst or like a rising sun. And this symbol is old. And as your thumb is brushing over it, you're seeing that your thumb is actually brushing away years from this holy symbol. It's not perfect. It's never going to be pristine, but you can see that there is still some of the yellows and the reds and the oranges beneath some of this tarnish. And just the mere brush of your thumb against it in a place like this is doing wonders for it. And it's kind of a sign. Make an insight check for me, Warren.
$16.
So with the 16, you get the feeling that you praying, that's essentially what you're doing. You're praying, you're communing. You're taken deep within your own thoughts, and you're visualizing the symbol itself as Barovia. And the actions of your thumb wearing away some of the tarnish, and seeing that there is still something good beneath that tarnish, and that the actions of one man could affect what's going on in Barovia. That light could be brought to this area again. But that's what you get from that.
Alrighty then. And as soon as that visualization is gone, Warren just opens his eyes and he kind of like like adjusts himself, cracks his knuckles, cracks his neck, and he's ready to see what else him and Jymbo can do.
Okay. As they're doing that, Araza, Grimm, and Sorin, what are the three of you up to?
Tavern in this town where we're friends with the ravens, right?
That the ravens are in Vallaki, but
they're in Vallaki.
the ravens also run the winery. The Mardukov family run the winery, so they make frequent trips back and forth. So there might be ravens here.
Okay. See, well, we're back in Krezk. I'd at least want to go check on the gazebo, and two, the ruins of the abbey.
Okay. I'll say that as Jymbo and Warren were talking to the burgomaster, that's probably when you would have gone to the gazebo first and then up to the abbey, because the abbey's probably going to take you a lot longer than the gazebo itself. Or you tell me which one you want to go to first. That's up to you.
Gazebo first, please.
Okay. You go to the gazebo. Again, you see a few people that are praying there. They're starting their days, and then they get up and they regard you with a nod or a wave, and then they go about their business. So what do you do when you get to the gazebo, Araza?
Well, I check, to make sure it's still in good condition, because I know a couple of the team members worked on it. Want to make sure it's not too weathered from the time we've been gone.
Okay. Investigation check, please.
Dice. There's my dice. Investigation. That's a 17 plus 3. 20 total.
Okay. It is very sturdily built. The repairs actually made it very structurally sound. It's going to take a lot to destroy it. Like, you're literally going to have to throw something big through it to start causing a lot of damage to it. Like, the support beams look well. The roof isn't leaking. The floorboards of the gazebo are very hardy. So it looks like your group did a very fine job in keeping it up.
Awesome. Well, if the gazebo looks fine and everybody in the village is happy with it, Roz is going to start to make her way up to the abbey.
Okay. You make your way up the long switchback road towards the ruins of the abbey, and as you get to the top, you're used to the sight of the abbey proper, like the walls and the few towers, as well as the cathedral portion, and the landscape, the horizon line, if you will, as you ascend the switchback road. It's strange because snow has fallen at times, and kind of coated some of the stone, and it's not buried any of it, but it's a different perspective at this point, as opposed to seeing a flourishing structure as opposed to crumbled stone and ruin. Once you get up there, what do you do once you're up there?
So I try and make my way to what I remember to be the area that, teleports you to the teleportation room.
Okay. I think you guys marked that off. I think you guys like marked on some of the stone and whatnot, like with chalk or something. Like I think someone had chalk and then they marked on it, but
Okay.
but yeah, you're able to find it pretty easily. There's no confusing hallways to go down. Just step over a few rocks and you're there.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we marked it with chalk, but I kind of want to like put some rocks around it. That way, people don't accidentally walk into it.
Okay, that's
They're
fair.
visiting the ruins.
That's fair. And there are plenty of rocks laying around that you could do. So I'm not going to have you roll like strength checks to move them because unless you're trying to move like really big rocks, but you can shuffle a few around.
Yeah, that's what I want to do because that's what my character was thinking about after we've teleported quite a few times, going, I wonder if we block that off so random people don't show up here. Or at least kind of like tried to hide it.
Actually, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Araza.
Perception. That's a 16.
As you're kind of middling about and trying to set up a visual reminder that you might not want to just immediately step on said panel, you hear something behind you. Something kind of causes one of the rocks behind you to crumble and roll down, and it sparks your attention.
I look over to the noise.
You turn around and you see this hunched creature. It looks to be wrapped up in a very ornate looking rug that has seen better days. Half of its face looks burnt and marred. The other half kind of resembles that of a bat, like a triangular pig-like nose, a very tattered and torn ear, and its eye looks like it's having trouble focusing because there are many facets to said eye. It's like an insect's eye, and it kind of like curls the rug in on itself, and as it goes to turn and run away, it trips and then kind of stumbles and staggers, and you hear it make a panicked noise.
I look over at it and go, "It's okay. Not here to hurt you, friend."
And it continues to like scramble, but it can't get to its feet because its feet are bare and they're slipping on these snow-covered stones. So it's trying to go, and as it like manages to get itself up to a point where it can actually climb, the rug that it is wearing on itself kind of catches on something, and it goes to pull it free, and then it rolls further down, losing all of its climbing progress, rolling closer to you. And as you say it's okay, go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Ooh, I have a +3. That's a 14.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. You tell it it's okay, and it just kind of like cowers. It curls in on itself like you're going to hit it or something. That's what it thinks.
I come down to its level, and I still keep my distance and calmly soothe it. Okay. Are you okay?
No. Me? Oh, no, not okay, not okay. You're not, you don't hurt?
No. I do the opposite. I heal.
You heal?
What do you do?
Me hide.
You hide?
Me
Ooh.
hide.
You're probably better at hiding than me.
and it kind of like looks upward a little bit, like trying to gauge if it's a true statement or not, like that it hides better than you because you spotted it. And its nose kind of twitches, and it says, no, you find, you kill now, you can kill now.
Are you hurt?
And it turns its head slightly, where you see like the burns down the other side of its face. You see that the burns are, they've kind of not had the opportunity to heal properly. As if it's like been picking at its wounds, or something has been picking at its wounds. And the further down you see across its face and its neck, you see that it's got like these bristly boar-like hairs sticking out, and they're growing through some of the scabbed over skin. And it says, fire come, fire take all, family gone.
So how far is this creature away from me?
About 10 feet.
Okay. Upon seeing the burn marks, I would like to use my channel divinity preserve life. As long as it's a creature within 30 feet of me, I can heal it for up to 30 hit points.
Okay.
So I will give it 10 hit points
Okay.
from a distance.
Your healing light kind of bathes over it, from a distance, of course. And you watch as some of you know that a lot of the burns are going to scar regardless of how you heal it, but you see that the worst parts of it, like where it had been picking and making the wounds fester, that's being taken care of. And as you manage it, it takes on this look of surprise, and as it glances back to you, it says, you no kill?
Oh no. Why would I do that? You've done nothing to me.
Everything kill. Woods kill. Trees kill. Man kill. Fire kill.
Not everybody. Not everything.
Huh. Why you here? Place no more.
It's just looking around and making sure that this lovely area is not going to be a problem for people to hurt themselves, like what happened to you.
Yeah, fire come. Try to pull family out. Not work.
Is it just you?
He doesn't know the answer to that question. You can see like he visibly doesn't know the answer to that question.
Oh, okay. Are you living here still?
Come back, try to find things. Not find all time. Look for food. Hard find food.
It is very hard to find food here, but I go digging through my pack of the lovely food I had created last night, and I put some on the ground in front of me, and then I walk back about 5 feet and go, "This is for you."
And he scurries forward and he sniffs it, and then he looks back up at you and he says, "You have food?"
Yes.
And he snatches it up, and his hands are human, but you see like the three remaining, like the three last fingers on his 5-digited hand, they're kind of like fused together, but you don't think that's from like fire or anything like that. You see it's like from a visible mutation of some sort. And he snags them up, and he just starts shoveling the food into his mouth to the point where you think he's gonna choke, but he swallows it down, and he starts looking around as soon as the food's gone. You have more food?
I have a little bit more, yes. Would you like some?
Yes.
All right. I go through the rest of my pack with whatever I had left over, and I hand it over. And
he gobbles it up, but he kind of like sits kind of comfortably. He sits in like this low crouch, and the rug that it's serving as his clothing at this point kind of like slides off of his shoulders, and he just keeps shoveling food into his mouth until it's gone.
Are you feeling better?
Tummy not feel sharp anymore.
Okay.
Eat stick and bone.
You have a name? My name is Araza.
Your name Araza?
Yes.
Me no have a name. Creature. They call creature. Beast. Monster.
Now, how rude of them to not give you a name.
They hit me and say go away.
Would you like to have a name?
Not have name? What can do with name?
Well, it's something that people can call you to get your attention. That is unique to you.
Ah, you have food. Food get attention, but your name not food? Your name Raza.
Yes.
And he sits there and he kind of ponders. You can tell that like the wheels are turning. But if these were gears of a machine, the gears don't have teeth and they're just kind of rolling on one another.
Gotcha. I'm sitting there pondering too, like what name I could give him. Let's see.
And then he like kind of like starts sniffing the air and stuff like that. Can smell name?
No, not necessarily.
Can eat name?
Well, certain foods do have names, so yes, you can technically eat a name.
Ooh.
Like bread, for instance, has a name.
Have bread? No one be bread. No one be eat bread.
See.
And as you're thinking, he moves over and he starts grabbing some small stones, and then he does this odd lope towards where you had set up like the little barrier around the teleportation thing, and you see him start setting rocks the same way that you were setting rocks. But he's setting them a little further away, but he's kind of doing them in a similar pattern.
Gotcha. Okay.
Me watch. See you move big stone.
I want to give him a name, but I don't know what to call him.
Well, while you're thinking about that, I'm going to jump to Grimm and Sorin here. While you gives you an opportunity to think of a name for this poor pitiful creature. Grimm and Sorin, what are the two of you doing?
Horn's not really doing anything. He's if there was a very, very high tree that he could climb up to and just sit and just look out and about, that's pretty much all he would be doing.
Okay, there was
Until
the... Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. Until he sees all the people come back to the house, which I would assume that he saw Araza go up to the abbey.
Yeah, you would have seen Araza start making her way up the road. You would have seen Warren and Jymbo head towards the burgomaster's house, and then back up towards the gazebo. There's a tall enough tree behind the house that did not fall through the roof that I believe you sat in before. So it's...
I did, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much the safest tree for you. So you're just kind of waiting for them to return.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, with nothing specific then, Grimm, what are you up to?
I'm just kind of going through the bag of holding, checking, see what he got in there, and just waiting for everyone to return.
Okay. There's not much that's been added to the bag of holding.
Yeah.
I think they took a strip of leather out of there to make like a makeshift scabbard for Warren's sword. But
Yeah, we did.
But I didn't know if you had any like just leather listed. So I was like, he probably has a scabbard that they've picked up somewhere. So we've just kind of rolled with that. So if there's something like that on the bag of holding, you can remove one of those. And if there isn't, I just kind of metaed one in there. But other than that, if you guys are just going to wait for the others to get back, then I can loop back around.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got pretty much the home to yourselves. Vasilka has kind of started a fire inside the hearth of the home to kind of keep herself warm. So Jymbo and Warren, after you're done at the gazebo, where do you guys go from there?
I think all Jymbo really wanted to do was check on the burgomaster. So, I'm not sure.
Okay. Again, you don't have to do anything. You can be like, no, we're just gonna rest until we're ready to go, and then plot your next course of action. So that being said, Warren, are you doing anything else specific other than communing with your deity, and then what?
No, I was just tagging along with Jymbo in case if we bumped into somebody that needed, something done, that I could give Jymbo and them a helping hand. But if we don't have anything else, we can head back to the house.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything that the townsfolk need done, at least not right now. Because you guys took care of a majority of the issues, mainly their wine delivery when you guys first arrived, and then whatever had gone on at the abbey. Now the abbey's gone. The people are still, they're still kind of reeling from it, but it's not as fresh in their minds and it's not as terrifying to them. But they don't have an abbey to go to pray. They go to the gazebo now. So you've kind of set up like this small, like makeshift shrine, if you think about it. But yeah, as you get as you get back to your home, Araza, you're still up there with this creature, and the creature's again stacking stones and moving some things around, and every so often it tries to put the rug back on itself to keep itself warm.
Aww. Well, as Araza is watching him do that and thinking about giving him a name, she snaps her fingers and goes, Hugo. I shall call you Hugo.
Hugo?
Hugo. Yes.
What
Do you like?
what mean Hugo?
Hugo is you.
Hugo me.
Yes.
Hugo where?
You, Hugo. I, Araza. I gave you name.
Hugo have name.
Yes.
What Hugo give Raza for name? You want this? And he holds out the tattered rug.
Oh, no, you can keep that. You need to stay warm.
And then he kind of like snuggles into it.
So where do you stay? Where do you live?
And you see like he looks around, and then he's going to point to somewhere that existed within the abbey, at least in a direction of that. And then he changes his mind, and he points like north towards some trees. Out in woods, hide from wolf.
Well. Are the woods scary at night? I've not had the chance to go out there yet.
Many wolf. And he thinks many wolf, then wolf walk two leg, grab family, eat. Hugo run, hide, dig hole under tree, smack badger, run, hide.
See, look at that. You are a good hider if you can get away from the wolves.
Smack badger.
And yes, that too. Well, are you going to spend a little bit more time around here, Hugo?
We're here. The stone place?
Yes.
Hugo stay stone place, but very cold. Go back to Badger Hole. Hugo Hole.
Yes, that is your home. Well.
You live with Badger?
No, I do not. Where do I live?
Big hole, probably.
I point towards the village and I go, I have a place over there somewhere.
Oh, no go down there.
Why not?
No like Hugo family.
Oh, okay. Well,
Had clutch mate run down. Go get food. Grab pig make lot noise. Then no more clutch mate.
I see what you mean. No wonder you don't like humans or anything else.
No, dangerous. Hurt. Make scream, cry.
I am sorry you had to experience that, Hugo.
Yeah, no get pig.
Well, I intend your belly is full, and maybe we can be friends but I must get going. Maybe I'll see you again.
You go where?
I point back to the village.
No, no go. And he like grabs your hand. He said, no, no go there, not safe.
I know the villagers. And my friends are in town as well. But it's okay. I'll be fine.
And
I try not to touch him or make any sudden movements.
he like again he's like got like this odd grip on your arm, like near your wrist, and it's like he doesn't want you to go. Like, what's your passive insight?
My passive insight is a 16.
Okay, that's very high. And you can tell like he believes that what has happened to him and any members of his family, he believes are going to happen to you. And he doesn't want that to happen to you because you've shown him some kindness. No, they hurt you.
Do I look hurt to you?
And he kind of looks you over, and his head gives like this weird like fly like twitch. And no, look hurt.
I promise you, friend, I will be fine. And I will come back and see you again tomorrow.
What tomorrow?
The next sunrise.
Oh. And he slowly lets go of your wrist, and he takes a few steps back and then adjusts the rug on his shoulders. Araza see Hugo tomorrow.
Yes. I must go get some more food.
More food. Hugo go here. Find badger hole and smack badger.
Yes, and stay safe from the wolves.
Many wolf. Two-leg wolf. Very, very mean. You see two-leg wolf?
DM, have I?
You guys fought some werewolves at the tower.
Yes, I have seen two-leg wolf. Fought them and won. My friends and I did.
You stronger two-leg wolf? Ooh.
And I kind of like do a little flex, even though I have very little strength.
And then he flexes too, and his rug falls off. Araza's strong. Fight two-leg wolf. You go.
Wrong with my friends.
You go wait for Araza two-leg and be here.
Yes.
See it sunrise.
Not directly at sunrise, but sometime after sunrise.
See it sunrise, yes.
Okay. I wave goodbye and I start walking towards the village.
Okay, you start walking and you get a little ways, and then you hear like some of the rocks kind of like stumble and crumble the way that they had when you first noticed that Hugo was there. And you realize that he's still following. Like he's following like many paces behind, but as you're walking, he's kind of like loping, like Gollum walking. And then after a while, like if you look back and notice him, like he just stops and he stands still. And then you can continue walking, but eventually you get to the point where you hit the switchback road and start making your way back down towards the village, and then you realize that he has not followed you anymore.
Gotcha. Okay.
But eventually you all meet back up. Araza gets there a little bit later than everybody else. Obviously she was held up with something. But you all arrive back at your safe house. So what do all of you do?
We should
I do my
probably.
customary create food and water for everybody.
Araza, you still have the map, right?
Yes.
We should probably start planning our route to the ruins. Figure out what route would be best to take. I have a feeling we're going to go through our favorite place, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about the teleportation room?
Well, I'm like, if we're looking at the map here, the ruins are. Oh, they're right before Vallaki. Okay. So we don't have to go through Vallaki to get to the ruins. But I know that's going to take us a couple of days, and we still have our wagon. So we could take Tom and Spirit, leave old Betty and Belina here.
I'm looking at the map and I'm like, that sounds like a plan. What does everybody else think?
That sounds good to me.
I definitely think that the teleportation room is a no-go because the last time I went through that and ended up in Vallaki, I had a very nice meeting with 6 other vampires. So I don't really want to do that again.
I don't think any of the teleportation portals would take us anywhere near the ruins.
I don't think so.
Plus, every time we use them, we risk being discovered.
Ooh, we've really been testing our luck with that. Like I would say for future purposes, we only use the teleportation room like when we have everything we need before we take care of what we need to take care of.
Yeah, before we go fight Dracula. I mean, Strahd.
Hey Grimm, do you happen to have anything that would be in your bag of holding that could help with this? And I kind of like take a glove off and I kind of wave my skeletal hand, like any like spare gauntlets or like an arm from like a piece of armor or something that I can just clap on over it.
Let's take a look.
Too bad we didn't save one of Rusty's hands. Then it could have been like you could have your hand in
Aw.
memoriam.
Oh, too soon. Oh, but that would be really cool though.
You could always go back to the past and see if the bird left anything.
Hard no.
I mean, if there's anything left from the bird, because that horse destroyed it.
Yeah.
The horse is secretly the Morning Lord, I'm calling it.
He's secretly Lathander. Oh, that'd
You
be
guys got
that'd be
the DM
plot.
smiling. The DM is smiling.
that would be the biggest plot twist in Strahd history. This horse that was pulled off of a patch of a cloak turns out to be the deity of the sun. I'm not gonna confirm or deny.
It's like that wizard that works for Mithra and like puts all the treasure in the treasure chest. I can't remember his name.
What'd you say, Grimm? I think there was a little bit of a traffic jam there.
I have no armor in the bag of holding. I got a lot of sets of clothes, weapons, and that's about it.
Okay.
Could I possibly try out something? If it requires an Arcana check or an Intelligence check, that's fine. But basically, I would like to cast Remove Curse on Warren
Yeah.
No.
and see if that would help. No?
No.
I mean, you can attempt it. You can do an Arcana check to see, but
Okay, so I won't cast it on them, but I would like to do an Arcana check to see
That's
if I
fine.
even know if that would work. So
that's why I'd allow the Arcana. That's
so yeah, 21. Sorry.
21. You look at Warren's skeletal arm that kind of defies all physics and scientific logic, and it shouldn't work because there's no muscle or anything, but it still functions like a normal arm. As you peer in, like, into how it's still technically attached and hasn't, like, fallen off or become more vulnerable to being exposed to the elements, the gifts in which were given at the Amber Temple, they far surpass regular magic. Like, this is almost godlike level magic that a remove curse would not take care of. A wish spell would take care of it. Remove curse would not.
Okay.
We could cover it in feathers. I got a bag of feathers we could use.
I'll just wait until we come to a blacksmith and see if they've got any odds and ends. I'll be fine. I'll
Let's-
just keep it covered up so I don't freak anybody out.
Let's just dunk Warren's arm in tar and then throw feathers all over it. That might still hurt.
I've decided the horse is secretly Lavander's Elminster.
Elminster is a little weirdo, though. Very powerful mage, but strange. All right, so you're just gonna keep it covered up there, Warren. You're gonna need a new shirt because your other shirt, when you get the skeletal
no, I changed
arm.
my shirt.
Oh, okay.
I changed my shirt at the temple.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind. So yeah, so you'll just have to find a blacksmith.
Shirtless Warren will be on the Patreon, everybody.
We wish. So it will take you guys a few days to get to Berez. You're looking at probably roughly a 3-day travel, depending on which road you decide to take. The one obviously closest to Argon Vostholt, this road here, would be a lot closer than taking the long way around up towards the lake where you guys first encountered the werewolves. But again, that's up to you. If you wanted to save time, options include using the teleportation circle or the teleportation square to go to Vallaki where the vampires were, and then just head straight south. That would be the quickest way. Otherwise, you're doing a lot of overland. But those are kind of like, as you guys sit together and kind of discuss it and look at the map and determine, it's like, okay, we've been to one area with the teleportation square, we've been to this area with these particular things, And you guys never really fully traversed Solenka Pass. You used the teleporter to go back to Krezk. So there's a lot of this area in here that's just kind of a mystery to you guys. So you don't know what you're really encountering down through here. But again, that's entirely up to you guys. However you decide that you want to do it, you can take roughly the 3 day and some odd hours journey to Berez, or teleport to Vallaki and make a roughly a 2-day journey. You're cutting off like an entire day by doing that, but I don't know at what pace or how hurried you guys seem to be.
I'm against, I mean, over the table, and as Jymbo, I am against using the teleportation room just because we don't want to get caught. I think over land would be fine.
I
Plus,
agree.
We could
Yeah,
stop
it's not-
at Vallaki. Sorry. I'm terrible about talking over people.
No, that's fine, and it's not really saving us too much time anyway. We're losing we're saving a day trying to teleport that it could make everything worse because we are going to teleport into a room full of vampires.
Well, I kind of like gesture at the hilt. It's like, we do have something that could help take care of that.
True, we could go vampire hunting.
Now, will we have some way to get to the village after we get to Vallaki? Because I don't think we can take the cart and the horse with us.
I mean, we can still travel to Vallaki, and if we just so happen to bump into those vampires, then we can take care of them and then make our way to the ruins.
So you're suggesting you take a brief detour to Vallaki and then head south towards Berez, right? Is that what you're saying? Because honestly, the road meets here, right? The road that you would have to take to go to Berez meets here. And you could just cross the bridge and go to Vallaki, adds a couple hours or whatnot to your travel, and then head down. You could do anything like that. And you could probably find an armor smith or something in Vallaki and kill one of those birds with another stone there, Warren.
And buy a whip.
And buy a whip, yes.
Whip.
A whip.
I'm to whip and nay.
No, we're leaving the horse behind.
I can't. But yeah, that's up to you guys. So you could do that. If you stop in Vallaki, that would extend your trip from like 3.5 days to a full 4-day. But again, you guys don't seem to be in a hurry. You're not on a doomsday clock or anything like that. You're just trying to kind of stay a step ahead of Strahd and hope he doesn't find you. Or hope that you don't run afoul of anything out there in the woods that might want to get you.
I mean, we know where everything is now, so. Like, we know where the ghost is, we know where the tome is, and I think that's all that we need to collect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the last two.
The ghost and the tome is in the castle.
So really,
That's
when we go to Vallaki, we might be stocking up for, like, the encounter.
Yeah.
So it's your call. What do you want to do?
Murder vampires.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because that might also affect Strahd. Like, hey, let's weaken some of his forces.
Did I mention that there were 6 of them? Right?
I believe Sorin did mention the half dozen vampire. He did.
Yeah.
He's like, look,
Again.
it's not like there's 2. There's more than 2.
No.
Well, again, we're not teleporting straight into the hive. We're heading to Vallaki. We're going on a quick little shopping trip. And if it just so happens that we bump into one of them and take care of them, like we just kind of like whittle them down, that's fine too. Plus,
Well,
we could check in on the Raven family at the inn.
Well, they're not going to hunt during the day. It's always at night.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Sorin,
I'd
you know
rather-
where they stay at night. You know where they stay during the day.
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And you know that the sword that Warren has gives off actual sunlight, which would very much hurt a vampire.
Holy crap, I forgot all about that.
They're not just going in. It's like, you know what? We're gonna take out some rage on a vampire. It's, you know, there's an actual means to actually fight them now.
A very rude wake-up call.
What if we do this? We go to the runes first, collect that one, and then we have 3 out of 4 stuff, and then go to Vallaki with maybe another weapon to fight the vampires with, and then we go all vampire hunting.
Well, we won't have a weapon. We'll have a ghost.
Yeah, the ghost might be the weapon, or the ghost might help us kill the vampires.
The ghost in the card reading was determined to be an enemy of Strahd. So yeah, you get the ghost, and then you would have an ally against Strahd. Like one that was foretold.
I personally think that we should go to Vallaki and stock up and maybe kill some vampires.
Yeah, I'm down to kill vampires.
But mainly to stock up.
Yeah, we want to
Yes.
stock up. We don't want to kill anything just yet, but we're getting there.
Because I'm looking at my pack and I have no healing potions, and Araza can't do it all. Not saying that she's incapable, but
She's
yeah,
got
maybe-
she's got limited resources. It's not.
Yeah. We could get some healing potions. I grabbed a lot of the gold from the tower, or the one place. Maybe we should also get some holy water.
Billy, I think we could get some holy water here.
Yeah, I got barrels.
Because isn't there, like, something near the gazebo? Like, isn't there, like, a little bit of water or something that we could put in some vials? And it's near
Yeah.
a shrine.
Yeah.
Could that work as holy water?
I'm not saying no. Is that what you're gonna try to do?
Yeah. You could do that. I got 3 empty barrels. I do have a barrel that says barrel of water holy with a question mark, so might have some holy water already.
I mean, the water that's near the gazebo, it's like what, like a little stream or something, isn't it?
Well, the gazebo's near like this small little pond. It's like a small pond where the gazebo's near.
So I
Um,
don't think a barrel's gonna work. Like, throw a barrel in a pond and you take most of that water.
So Warren is new to paladining. Paladining? Palafine dining.
Listen.
Whatever you want to call it.
Listen, Warren just knows that, hey, people pray here. There's a shrine here. I have a holy symbol, and there's water. Like, holy plus water equals holy water. It's girl math.
If we just get a holy symbol and water, I got 29 holy symbols, so we could have all the holy water we need.
So I
do have 5 empty bottles. That work better?
I mean, bottles are easier to transport person to person than the barrel, to be perfectly honest.
It sounds like we're gonna be pickling holy symbols.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna throw a bomb at Strahd.
Yeah.
So you're gonna Donkey Kong him. You have like a
Donkey. You just all of a sudden you position Grimm in a high place. No, what you do? Okay, so this is me tactically thinking for the party. So, Sorin can spider climb. You just give him the bag of holding and only fill it with the barrels of holy water, and then have him climb to a high point where he can just rain down barrels on Strahd. That's horrible.
And I will distract Strahd like the one scene in The Mummy that the guy's like pulling out holy symbol after holy symbol, praying, trying not to die.
So let's see. Who is trained in knowledge religion?
Araza's trying her best not to laugh at Warren's logic.
Oh,
Right.
me.
Wait. Jimbo's trained in he's trained in holy in knowledge religion. Okay,
Yeah, proficient
So
in
am I.
knowledge religion. I mean, lived in a monastery.
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
so
cleric, so
Jymbo and Araza, Warren, I don't believe that you acquired any knowledges when you leveled up.
Nope.
So Sorin, are you trained in knowledge religion?
Negative.
Grimm, are you trained in knowledge religion? Just
Nope.
I know you're an Aasimar, so I didn't know if it came with the territory. So Jymbo and Araza, if one of you would want to make a knowledge religion check and the other assist to give them advantage, we could determine how you could make holy water.
I'll
what's your
definitely
plus
assist.
to religion?
Like a 3. I'll definitely assist. This will be funnier.
Okay. What'd you roll?
Uh, 14 plus. Well, actually, I hit the wrong button. Let me roll that. I forget how to roll. Oh, that's way better. That's a 19.
Okay.
I reformatted my computer, so I don't have that plug-in anymore.
19 total?
19
Yeah.
total.
Did that give me advantage?
Yes.
Okay. That's a good thing I had advantage. I rolled a 17 and a 1.
Okay. So what's your total there, Araza?
20 total.
20 total. So between Araza and Jymbo putting their collective heads together, in order to make a flask of holy water, it takes an hour to perform. You need 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver, and the caster has to expend a first level spell slot. It doesn't say what kind of spell slot. They just have to expend a first level spell slot. And if you do that, you can make a flask of holy water. So each flask would be 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver. Technically, excuse me, you could do a barrel, but now I gotta do math. How many flasks in a barrel? Jeez. All right, so a standard 53-gallon whiskey barrel can yield approximately 250 to 300 standard 750 milliliter or a single flask.
I have bottles.
Yeah, those bottles would count. Those bottles would be like
Okay.
flask size. So
Jimbo wants to add to the recipe using his knowledge check.
okay.
You see, what the monks used to do is they used to take that holy water and then they'd take some like fruit and they put the fruit in there and they like ferment it and they get like holy wine and they'd sell it in the town. They used to put it in glass bottles, but then people would get drunk on the wine and throw the bottles at each other, so they just sold it by the flask. I just described Buckfast, if you're familiar with that.
Yes. That's what is it? That's tonic, isn't it?
Mhm.
Huh.
Well, there's an alcohol over in Europe, the UK, I believe, called Buckfast, that is made by monks, and they had to put it in plastic bottles because the people were weaponizing, getting drunk off their butts on this, and weaponizing the glass bottles.
Well, apparently it's got a high caffeine content too.
Yeah.
You want some caffeinated wine to go with your arson? There you go. But yeah, that's what you would need. So the holy symbols that you guys have, while not powdered, would be their silver holy symbols. So each holy symbol could yield 1 flask of holy water.
Wow, I could do it 29 times.
But you'd have to find a way to break down the holy symbols, because what makes it holy is the powdered silver. It just remains in the water itself, and then the magic kind of blesses it, and then it makes it more potent.
Oh, Sorin, do you have any acid cantrips?
Negative.
Aw.
But in any case, you guys could still make the journey to Vallaki and then stock up on stuff, and then head to Berez if you wanted to, while you plan out possible holy water alternatives.
I'll fill the bottles of water, fill them with water.
Okay.
Because then if we go to Vallaki, maybe we have some that can melt that down to get the powder, and then we got the water ready. And I do have a barrel of water that might be holy, so if we need to, we could keep replenishing some of the bottles.
Okay. So what's the course of action? I guess now I'm asking, what do you guys wish to do?
We'll make our way to Vallaki, have a small shopping trip to restock and such, and make our way to the ruins.
And maybe vampire hunt.
And definitely not make wine.
Is there such of a thing as moonshine in this here Barovia? I'm about to find out.
I mean, all y'all need is some good corn, and you can make some good moonshine. You're gonna start your first still in south of Vallaki.
Yeah, I tell you what, there, sons, we're gonna be making that holy shine. Morning Lord approved.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Listen, with Miss Agatha's pies and our moonshine, we'll make a mint.
You'll corner the market.
People will feel really good.
I can't believe this is happening.
What else are we supposed to do on travel?
I
Look
mean,
around.
yes, you are all tourists here. You're supposed to look around, take pictures.
Take pictures with what?
Oh, that's right.
Watch the road
You guys
for
don't have a camera. Yeah.
danger? No, we're supposed to make moonshine.
Exactly. Thank you. You're finally understanding.
The thing is, I don't think you
We
can.
don't
I
need
don't
to
think you can
watch out
still
for-
moonshine on the move. That's the issue that I think we're having here. Is I don't think we can still it on the move. But
What about the
I,
bag of holding?
I appreciate the hustle.
Well, our potential still is dead, so
Oh, Rusty.
That would have been
Oh.
great.
Dang.
Too soon. But that's fair. So you guys are going to travel to Vallaki. Let me switch this up
Did we
just a
decide we're going by way of teleporter or no?
no, we're gonna travel by horse and cart. We'll have Spirit and Tom. We'll leave Betty here with Belina, and we'll take the cart. That way, if we get a lot on our shopping trip, we've got it right there.
Okay.
Taking it
Okay.
easy on the teleporter.
Gotcha. Well, before we even leave tomorrow, my character wants to make her way back up to the Abbey ruins and leave some food for her new friend Hugo.
Okay. Do you tell anybody about Hugo, or do you just kind of like do you leave it be?
I'll leave it be for now. Nobody's asked me where I ran off to for the day, so. But I mean, before I do go to bed, I do start like packing up some extra food and a lovely little whatever I can salvage that won't rot overnight. Well,
Okay.
actually, no, it won't rot. None of the food's gonna rot until after 24 hours. So
Right.
yeah, I do pack up some little like lunch boxes and things like that. In a way.
Okay. So you pack up a few extra things, and you guys make your plans and determine that you're going to leave for Vallaki in the morning. Is that when you're gonna do it, or are you gonna? Because you've spent most of the day already. You don't want to travel the roads at night because obviously that's not safe. So is that what you wish to do?
I'm
I
cool with
think-
that.
Yeah, if we're leaving in the
Okay.
morning, I do want to get up at like the crack of dawn
Okay.
or the next sunrise.
All right. You guys settle in and you make plans to leave the next morning. Early on, Araza, normally when you wake up to do your daily rituals to pray, that is the time in which you've already done your prayers, and then you can head back up to the abbey. Are you trying to do so stealthily? Like, are you just trying to sneak out so people don't notice so that way you can get back and then in time for everyone to be awake, or what do you do?
No, I'm not being sneaky or anything at all. I'm just gonna go about my normal morning routine just earlier than usual.
Okay. Sounds fair. You head back up Anyone with a passive perception over 12, you notice that Araza is just kind of up and about. I know that Sorin doesn't have to sleep other than being in a trance for a couple hours. But yeah, Araza, you head back out. Does anyone say anything if they notice that she leaves, or do you just let her go about her business?
Jymbo
Does it
just
look like she's trying to like sneak away without like having us notice, or is it like
No,
normally
she's just getting up normally.
Okay. Then I'll just know that she left and leave it at that.
Okay.
Jymbo just lets her go. By the way, I forgot to mention, but Jimbo's gonna stay up tonight.
He's gonna stay up all night?
No, just either that or wake up in the middle of the night with the rabbit toy he has.
Okay. What goes on with that, Jymbo? Tell me.
Jimbo leaves it on a stand and says, "Listen, I carried this around. I fixed it up the best I could. Unfortunately, I really forgot to find someone who's better than me, so this is the best it can. I'm gonna go somewhere and fight some vampires and probably die. So if I do, I'll see you. I'll see you probably. But I want you to take care of this for me." He tells no one in particular.
Okay. All right. You set the rabbit doll off on a shelf somewhere in the house. And as you're speaking to it and you say your final words to it, it just kind of like the head just kind of shifts under its own weight and kind of like tilts a little bit. As if it was listening to what you were saying.
Don't worry, I'm gonna break this curse. Probably get a new one, but I'll break this one.
Okay. All right. So Araza, you start making your way back up to the abbey, or the ruins of said abbey, and you're keeping an eye out for Hugo, obviously, correct?
Yes.
You crest the hill, make your way up through some of the rubble and the destroyed gate, and you see, like, huddled in the corner of the ruined room and where the teleporter was, you see the old rug just kind of like roughly draped over this misshapen form. And from a distance, you really can't tell, like, if it's moving or not. And then as you get closer, you notice that it is moving because whatever is underneath of it is breathing. So what do you do?
I start to make my way towards the rug, and I call out, "Hugo, are you awake?"
And he jolts awake, and the rug like gets thrown off of him, and he stands there, and you see he's got like a sharpened stick. It looks like a table leg, and he starts like waving it around, and he swings it to a point where he just kind of like knocks himself off balance and falls. And he scrambles to his feet, finds his rug and scrambles under it, pokes his head out from under it and looks at you and goes, "Oh, you here
Hello.
again?"
Yes, I told you I'd be here.
And then he he stands up, rights himself with the rug, and like drapes it over him like some kind of weird Roman toga, and like lopes back over to you. You, Araza, have food?
I do. I pull the food out of my backpack.
He makes grabby hands for it.
I also do want to give him the bedroll and blanket that I have. I
What?
can always pick up another one in Vallaki.
What this?
It's another cover for you to use to keep you warm.
Oh,
And he looks at it, and he just kind of holds the bedroll like it were like a stuffed animal, and he nuzzles into it and goes, warm.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, Hugo, I need to let you know I am leaving town today. So, are you gonna be okay on your own? You gonna stay away from the wolves and keep smacking the badger?
but badger hole in woods, two-leg wolf in woods.
Mm-hmm.
That where Hugo live in hole smack badger.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then he looks at the stuff, and he's like,
Not fit in badger hole.
Hmm.
What mean okay?
Are you in good health? Are you
he
still hurt?
I mean, obviously you could tell that he doesn't take care of himself, but
Mm-hmm.
you can't really expect him to. He's kind of in that survival mode where he eats what he can find, and he uses whatever he can for warmth. And you see his like long fingernails start to like claw at the bedroll that's still kind of rolled up. He's like clawing at it, seeing if he can like find something inside of it. And he starts like pulling out some of like the stuffing and stuff, and you see him like rub his face on it, and then he just drops some of the stuffing, and then he reaches in to grab more, and then rubs it on the other side of his face.
Hugo warm. Hugo hungry.
And he looks down, realizing that there's still food, and he eats that. And he accidentally eats some of the stuffing from the bedroll, but it doesn't seem to faze him much. And then he focuses on you for a long time and says,
Where Araza go?
Araza, leave town, go to next town.
What next town? Their food next town?
There is, but Araza go through woods.
No woods.
and he like scrambles over to you again, and he like grabs onto your leg.
No go woods. Wolfenwood. Two-leg wolfen woods.
Araza take care of wolf in woods. Araza has done before.
And then he flexes his arm like you had before.
Yes.
You safe? You not what? You okay?
Yes. Araza okay.
Okay mean fight
Safe.
two-leg wolf.
Yes.
Okay mean two-leg wolf fight. Yes. Hugo okay.
And he flexes his arms.
Hugo safe in Badger Hole. Hugo okay in Badger Hole. Hugo stay away from two-leg wolf.
And then he seems confused, and he just kind of nods and then quietly eats as he processes all of this. And he you see him like hold the bedroll in one arm and like a corner of the rug with his fingers, and then the blanket that you gave him in his other arm, so he's got like things awkwardly draped over him. Like he doesn't know what to do with these.
Okay. I trust him to figure it out. Even if he Hugo, even if you leave stuff here to come back for next sunrise, it'll still be here.
You be here?
No, I will not be here next sunrise. Araza go through forest.
Araza, okay.
Araza, okay. Going through forest, yes.
And he just nods. Oh, and he realizes something, and he scrambles away, and he comes back. You hear him like rattle around underneath some rocks, and he pulls out this it's like it's a bottle that's not broken. It's corked, so it doesn't look like it's been opened. And he just kind of like passes it off to you. It's a wine bottle.
Oh, okay.
You go find. Not open. You can't.
And then he points to his teeth, and you see he broke some of his teeth, and you could see on the bottle where he tried to bite it open.
Hugo no get open, but Araza open.
Is
Water.
it a wine bottle?
Water inside. Yeah.
Water inside. Red water inside.
Okay. Do
You-
you want me to open this for you, Hugo?
No, you give Hugo this,
And he motions to the blanket and stuff, and
Hugo gives that you.
and he pushes the wine bottle at you very demandingly, like, take this.
Okay, I do take it. Thank you.
And he just nods.
All right. Well, I must go, Hugo.
Go, Smack Badger.
Yeah, you go, Smack Badger.
Nah.
And he flexes his arms again.
All right. That I start to make my way back into town with carrying the wine bottle in my hands.
Okay. Like last time, he does follow you for a while, and he even gets to like the uppermost portion of the switchback road and just kind of watches you for a while. And then you see him like he looks down as if lost and confused, and then looks off towards the ruins and then off towards the woods. And you see him like slowly hobble like out of sight. You can tell he's hobbling towards the woods. But then he falls out of sight.
Gotcha. Okay,
But yeah, you make it back down and meet up with everybody else.
I do. I walk over to Grimm and I hand him the bottle of wine. You can put this in the bag.
Sure.
All right, you've been given another bottle of wine.
Is it the same bottle of wine from the winery not too far?
It's a different brand of wine. It's made at the winery, but it's got a different title on it. It's like a sparkling wine. It's a Vina Spuma. It's a Vina Spuma. So it's a sparkling wine.
Oh, interesting.
Half of the label is like roughly gnawed off because he was chewing on it. But you can at least make out that much, that it's a sparkling wine.
Okay. We have sparkling wine, everybody. Are we ready to go?
I'm
I think
ready.
so.
I'm getting the cart and the horses all strapped in.
Okay. In that time, as Araza was up at the Abbey, Warren, you get Spirit and Tom hitched up. You see that Visoka's still sitting by the fire. And she's trying to keep herself warm.
How are you feeling?
Cold. Doesn't hurt as much anymore, but I'm cold.
I can get you another coat or a cloak if that'll help.
I think I want to stay here for a bit.
If that's your choice, that's absolutely fine. You've got Betty here. You've got Belina. If you need anything from anyone in town, they know who she is. They've seen her with us, right?
They've seen her in disguise, but I mean, if she's staying at your home, I don't think they're gonna raise much of a fuss. Your group has changed considerably since you first got the home. You've lost some faces and gained others, so... Like, they knew of Rusty, and then they know of Sorin. They do like a it's not like they're doing like a firm count on who... They're not doing a census on who lives in the home. It's like a head count where it's like, okay, we know there's roughly like 6 people that live there. So if they see people going in and out, it doesn't bother them, as long as you're not like causing trouble.
And she's got a mace, right?
She does.
I just tell her it's like at night, like before the sun goes down, you go around the house, make sure everything's locked up. Don't answer the door for anybody at night, no matter what.
Okay.
And I will actually reach into my satchel and I'm going to give her my holy symbol. They keep this on you. Don't ever take it off until I come back.
Okay.
You're strong. You're stronger than you think. You're braver than you think, and you're smarter than you think.
And she just kind of sits there and nods. And she's kind of like staring into the fire at this point.
Is there enough food in the house for her for at least for how long we're going to be gone?
I'd say with any of the provisions and stuff that you would have had. Yeah.
Well, plus if Belina roosts, she'll lay some eggs.
Yeah, but Belina's been frightened the last couple times you guys have taken her anywhere, so I don't think she's in an egg-laying mood. But yeah, if she were to roost, then yeah. But Visoka, before you guys kind of depart, she kind of hesitates, and then it's like she wants to say something, but then she just shakes her head and then sits back down.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay here by yourself?
She doesn't answer you.
I also give her a heads up about the, it's like, oh, if you hear anything in the middle of the night in the bathroom, that's just the privy ghost.
And she nods. So you guys set out. Unless there's anything you want to do before you leave.
I look over to Sorin and I say, I know you know more about magic than anything, but is there something that you can put around the house until we come back? Does your magic work like that?
Well, the only thing that I can do is set up the usual alarm spell, and it only lasts for 8 hours. But that's about it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Oh no. I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, okay. So you guys hitch up your horses, and you go to depart. Do you take the dogs with you, or do you leave those behind?
I'll actually I order the dogs to stay with Vasilka because she really shouldn't be here by herself.
Okay.
She's got the chicken, she's got the horse in case if she needs to make a quick getaway, and the dogs.
Okay. So you the 5 of you venture out with your wagon and your horses, and I think this is a good time for us to take a break, and then we can pick up with you guys arriving back at Vallaki. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So chat, we'll be right back. We're gonna go ahead and hit a be right back screen, and we'll return. And what do you think? What do you guys need? 5-10 minutes? You tell me.
10 minutes works.
10 minutes? Okay, we'll do 10 minutes. That'll bring us back at 9, which is top of the hour. So, all right, we'll be right back, guys. And we're back. I can unpin this message. There we go. All right. So, the 5 of you set out 2-day journey to 2 to 2.5 day journey on to Vallaki. You get there with no problems. You don't encounter anything on the road the 2 days that you're gone. Which is odd. The strangest thing about it is that for all of you, there has been the consistent feeling of being watched. And for those 2 days, that ends up being the most unsettling thing for you, is that you don't feel that anymore. You're used to the eyes of creatures within the woods monitoring you. You're used to feeling as if Strahd himself has been observing your every movements. However, not now. 2 days of unobserved peace.
I don't like this. It's too quiet.
Yes, very quiet.
The worst curses are the curses that you can't even tell because nothing bad happens. Those are the worst.
So you travel along the road, you make it to the gate. The gate itself is open for you, as it's once again welcoming people to and from Vallaki itself. You arrive with the intention on stocking up on some things. Where do you venture to first?
Well, since Jymbo and I are looking for gear, we could probably head towards like the district or the area wherever like the blacksmith is.
Okay. You make your way back to the little stockyard where you had purchased some items before, and where the initial illusion of a manticore was conjured some time ago. The people of Vallaki seem to have calmed down. A lot of them don't really make eye contact with you guys, and you even see the large guard who had accosted Warren before. You see him, and he just kind of walks aimlessly down one of the streets, dragging a massive club with him. But you make it back to the stockyard, and what as far as I know, we're looking for a whip and a at least a partial suit of armor, or do you want a full suit of armor there, Warren?
I just need something partial, again, just something to cover my left arm. Just again, Warren knows that, again, it's magic stuff, but just for the sake of like other people, it's like I'll just have, this. But I'll at least see what they have. If I don't find anything I like in a full suit, then I'm fine with a partial. Like I'm not too picky.
Okay. Let's see here. How about Jymbo and Warren? I need the two of you to roll me a percentile, please.
Okie doke.
$95.
Okay. Warren got a 95. What did you get there, Jymbo? I'm sorry.
29. Sorry.
No, you're good. So 29. You I'll start with Jymbo here because Warren got a pretty high number. You are directed, Jymbo, to the stockyards, and you're asking around for a whip. Obviously not a common weapon found in most places. However, the stockyard owners, or one of the shopkeepers, mentions that, well, maybe we don't have anything like that, but if you go to the Blue Water Inn, there's a group of hunters, and they've got all kinds of stuff, like they might have what you're looking for, and they might be willing to part with it. I don't think that they wouldn't have it, but we don't have anything like that here.
Okie dokie, I'll go check there.
Okay. So they kind of like, they don't send you away dismissively. They genuinely want to help you find what you're looking for, but they don't have it. They don't have that particularly, but they mentioned that there's some wolf hunters in the tap room of the Blue Water Inn. Yeah, you're gonna be looking for Zoldar or Yevgeny. One of those two. They're pretty good at what they do, so you're probably gonna find something there.
Are either of those names familiar?
No. No, they are just as foreign to you as this land.
I got it. So I'm looking for Genny or Zoltan. Got it.
Yeah, sure thing. And then the old man just kind of like waves to you and sends you on your way. Warren, you're asking for, like, you're looking around, and the shopkeep's just kind of like eyeing you up carefully. And what is it that you're looking for?
Well, I can't get my words out. I'm looking for some armor, like nothing too fancy, like just something that can still help me move around. But if you don't have any full pieces, I can take partial pieces. I'm still new to the idea, but given what we've dealt with out there in the woods and in the wilds and whatnot, I just want to be better prepared.
Oh, you are you hunters too?
In a sense, yes, we are. But our quarry always seems to stumble upon us. So.
Oh, so you're trappers. You're trappers. Yeah, you wait for it to come to you.
Yeah. We've got a big game that we're trying to get, and we've been getting some bait and getting some equipment, and yeah, we're definitely trying to stock up.
Well, and he thinks for a second. I might have something. You wait right there, and he points to a section of the store. You wait right there. I'll be right back. And he kind of totties off, and you hear him rummaging around in something. You hear him start dragging something. It sounds heavy. It sounds like he's dragging like a box or something.
You need any help?
An extra set of hands wouldn't hurt.
I'll make my way back there and help him.
Okay. He's like, oh, thank you. And he has like this odd shaped box. Looks like the lid's kind of askew, and inside of it, you could see straw and stuff poking out of it. And he's like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we try, maybe. And he grabs like this small pry bar from underneath of his like counter and starts to pry at it, but you can tell that even though the lid is askew, you can't see that he's making any progress with it.
I'll offer him another hand. Like, I'll give him a bit of my muscle.
Oh, that's really kind of you. That's very, very kind. So, and you make a quick strength check for me, please, there, Warren.
$23.
Nat 20. Okay, very good. You boom, one quick movement and it pops the lid of the crate, and inside is a looks like a full suit of armor. It's definitely not something that you're used to seeing. It looks old. It looks like it's definitely seen better days. And he says, "Well, this is what I got, and it's not much, but he makes like this motion for you to like yank it up out of the crate, because it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, especially since he struggled with it.
I'll help him take it out of the crate.
So the armor itself looks like it's made of like these narrow strips of metal, and when it's like kind of riveted to the like this leather padding, and then there's like chain in between some of the joints, like to help protect some of the more vital areas, like underneath the arms and whatnot. He's like, this is what they call that splint mail, something like that. Mighty heavy.
Have I ever seen anything like this back home?
You've seen armor like this before, or at least variations of it, but it's just roughly made armor. Usually it's cast off bits of other pieces of armor, roughly shod together to form a more protective barrier.
I mean, I'm not picky as long as it does what it needs to do, especially given what we're getting into. I mean, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, it looks fine to me. What are you asking for it?
Oh, it's old and been sitting in the storeroom. Don't think, I mean, I don't, and he's him-hawing over it. He's like, well, it's about 2
gold?
200.
Oh, 200. Oh, okay.
And that's about what I can part rate it for.
Okay, because above table, I only have 90.
Looks like
I got
Warren needs a loan.
291.
I have 112.
I got $4,291 gold pieces, 4 silver pieces in the bag of holding.
I mean, that'll definitely take care of it.
I mean, if you're wanting to,
Oh. I mean, Grimm's not here with me. Again, this is an above table thing.
I mean, again, you could be like, I can come back, or you know, you tell the guy
Yeah,
he's
it's
gonna.
like, well, it's like definitely. I'm very interested. I'm very interested. Let me head back to my cart, because I have, I've got some stuff back there. Let me see what I can gather up,
Okay.
and I'll be back soon. Like, within what, like a half hour or so?
I'll be here. This ain't going nowhere. And he just
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
like
definitely
roughly closes the lid, and it's kind of sitting in a very obtrusive space behind his counter because he couldn't pull it all the way to the front of the counter. So he's like shuffling around it and walking around it, but he's like, it'll be here.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back to get that out of your way.
Okay, so you venture off to go find somebody. Jymbo's gonna go to the Blue Water Inn to see if he can meet up with these hunters. Sorin, Grimm, and Araza, what are the three of you up to?
Araza's gonna try and find just a general store so she can replace her bedroll and blanket.
Oh yeah, that's in the stockyards. Basically, the stockyard has any of the adventuring equipment that's under 30 gold.
Okay.
So anything like that, feel free to spend your money on. Outside of like holy waters and acid vials, they don't have, but like just basic adventuring equipment, they tend to have, like backpacks, bedrolls, that kind of stuff. However, their markup is like, I think it's like 5 times the price. Let me double check. I think it's what it says, because they don't get a lot of foot traffic and a lot of people purchasing things. Any of the adventuring equipment at a 5 times markup. You could try to haggle them down though.
Gotcha.
That is. That's the hunters that marked it up, or is that the stockyard? I'm sorry.
That's the stockyard. The stockyard's racking that stuff up.
Oh, okay.
But I'll get to the hunters with you in just a second there, Jymbo. So Sorin and Grimm, what are the two of you going to try to do?
I'd look for like health potions or stuff like that.
They do not have any health potions.
Okay.
I think they've got a first aid kit, but again, it's a 5 times markup for a first aid kit.
Well, I'll go look at the first aid kit because I do have a lot of stuff in the bag of holding. I could see if I could sell.
Oh yeah. So healer's kit, you can purchase a healer's kit. Let's see. 5, so it costs 25 gold for a healer's kit. That's with the markup.
Yeah, not too bad. Seems like we're all like at the
Stockyard for the most part, yeah. So I mean, you could, like, Warren could see you and be like, "Hey man, can I bum some cash out of the bag?" But yeah, each healer's kit has about 10 uses in it. And it stabilizes creatures that are dying. It won't provide magical healing, but you can stabilize them so they don't die.
Okay, and you could. Okay, so over the table, how many healing kits do you think we should try to see if we could get?
Are they
What is-
one use or?
Each healer's kit is 10 uses.
Okay.
And what does it do again?
As an action, you can expend 1 use of the kit to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make a medicine check. So you don't have to be trained in medicine in order to use it. So anyone can use it.
Gotcha.
I would say like 2, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 or maybe 3, and give like a few out to people that can move around quickly around the battlefield to do a little first aid on people.
Okay. Yeah,
That sounds about right, yeah.
they've got at least 3 of them. They've got at least 3. But like I said, they just mark it all up.
How much was the armor?
The armor's 200.
So with the 3 kits and the armor, that's 275.
Mm-hmm.
There anything else we need to get?
Well, Jimbo's looking for something.
Yeah, I'll probably need some money for the whip, but I don't know how much that's gonna be.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what, we can hop to Jymbo's and figure out a cost if we're wanting to do all the math at once. Which it seems like that's probably the easier way to do it.
Was there any other armor that they had, or was that like the only armor?
Based on what he was showing off, that's pretty much the only full suit. Well, let me double check. They do have a few lesser suits of armor.
Any like leather armor?
Let's see. They have the following remaining armors. They have shields. They have hide armor, leather armor, and padded armor.
Maybe get the hide armor for Vasilka, so she has some armor. How much is the hide armor?
Well, normally hide armor is 10. It's 10 gold, but they're marking it up 5 times, so it's
50.
Yeah, it's 50.
Yeah, we could probably get hide for Vasilka, so she has something, some armor.
But the shopkeep also tells you that the village of Barovia actually has an armor smith and a weaponsmith. Like they've got a fuller blacksmith there, and they only get so much import of this kind of stuff because there's not a high demand for it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like leftover stuff from shipments that they weren't able to get rid of there. So if they've got an excess, then they're trying to sell it here, but they're not making much off of it. Probably because of the markup, but at the same time, not a lot of people come through and are like, "Hey, can I get a suit of plate armor?" And then they just happen to have it on hand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think of just hide armor just for Silka, so she's not armorless.
okay.
And then you could go with Jymbo to see how much his whip's going cost.
Okay. I'll jump to Jymbo then, so we can get a cost here. So Jymbo, you walk inside the inn, and again, the owners recognize you from before when you guys stayed in the little safe room up top. And they give you a nod, and then what do you do from there?
I will go up to the owners. So I was looking for a whip because we're gonna be doing some pretty big game hunting, and I was told that maybe some people around here might have one they could part with.
The owner points his finger across the way to the farthest corner of the tap room, and you see that one of the innkeeper's sons has just been has just dropped off a plate of something to a table of like two gruff-looking hunters. One of which is a balding gray-haired man with a very thick, tangled beard and a big, heavy woolen cloak over his shoulders. The other man has like stringy brown hair that looks like to be in a constant state of wetness, and and his facial hair is kind of to the point where he can grow a mustache and a beard, but they won't connect to a full goatee.
Oh, so I met my uncles then.
I don't know. Have you?
No, I'm joking.
So they but they're sitting off, and you see that they've got their weapons kind of leaning against the opposite chairs, and they just kind of like quietly start digging into their food, and the owner gives another motion to them, like he waves you over to them. He's like, they'll have what you need.
Okie dokie. Jymbo walks over. I have some business with you two, but I'll come back when you're not eating, or I'll just hang around. I don't want to disturb your meal.
No, we can eat and talk.
Okie dokie. I was told you might be able to sell me a whip for hunting. I'm hunting some pretty big game.
What you hunting?
I would say some big wolves.
Some big wolves. We hunt some wolves too. You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm not. Or else I probably would be better armed.
And they look you over like they are visibly appraising you, and realize that you are not wearing armor, that you don't carry the same kind of gear that they do. And because they themselves are hunters, they're like, it's dangerous out there.
I can take care of myself, and I have my sword strapped to my side, and I kind of point to it, and my bow on my back.
And the balding man reaches over, and he kind of like taps the hand of the man across from him. He's like, what kind of game you hunting with a whip, though?
Well, let's just say I have a special way with certain weapons, and you would be surprised how effective a whip would be in my hands.
And the one man, he like faintly smiles, and he's like, probably better his hands than your hands, huh? And then you watch the other man kick the other man underneath the table. He's like, all right, you want a whip? What you want?
I don't know what that means.
What you want to give for it?
Oh, well, I mean, how much? I was thinking, maybe about 20 gold.
20 gold. And then they look to one another, and it's like, all right. And then the one man reaches to his belt, and you watch him unbuckle the whip from his belt, and he sets it on the table. And it looks to be a decent enough whip. It looks like one that a trained tamer or someone like that might use.
Oh, okay.
Effective for what you need.
Yeah. So I go to whoever had the money. I can't remember who came with me.
I don't know if anyone came with you. I think we were just determining that you guys were going to do the math at the end. So you're trying to see if they've got one.
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. I don't carry the money, for safety reasons. I will literally be back with your 20 gold pieces. I'm not going to take the whip, obviously, till I pay you.
Well, we wouldn't let you do it anyway.
I understand.
All right, so you're going to pay 20 gold for a whip whenever you meet up with everybody else.
I think it's a little overpriced, but also it's easier.
It's a lot overpriced. It's like 10 times the cost, I think. But you're getting what you need, and they happen to have it. So, Sorin, what are you up to?
Oh man. Soren would be going back to the coffin shop.
Okay. It's daytime, so the coffin shop is closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh Lord, I seem to have... Okay, anyways.
And it still has the arcane lock on the front of it.
Oh crap, it does. I didn't prepare that knock spell. It's okay.
You thought I forgot.
Nope, I was hoping that you didn't. I'm just gonna start climbing up the wall.
Okay.
If there's a backside, I would probably go around to the back and just start climbing up.
Okay. I mean, it's a 4-sided building. You can go up any side you want. Again, the upstairs does not have the windows are all boarded up, so you really can't see inside.
Okay. What if I were to try to unboard a board?
Okay, they're boarded up from the inside.
Oh shoot. So what? I would just have to push them?
I mean, yeah, you could make a strength check and try to boot them in.
I just want to see what happens.
Okay. No, I mean that's fair. You want to try to get in there, go for it.
Well, no, I don't want to get in there. I just want to be able to get rid of one board so I can see inside.
Oh, okay, yeah. So still strength check.
Oh God, what can go wrong with a -1? An 18.
19 total, or the 19 minus 1?
19 -1.
Okay, so an 18. That's enough to boot in one of the boards. You position yourself because, again, you can climb like a spider, and you put a little force behind your boot to kind of push it in there, and you kick in a board, and you're able to see in just a little bit. You determine that there are still the crates that are filled with earth, where these vampires have been nesting. You can still smell the the grave dirt, and you can smell the must from the upstairs.
Okay.
But from what you can see, there are still the 6 crates, not coffins, that were holding vampires, and they appear to be closed.
I would like to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
because I mean, all I need to do is just see,
Mm-hmm.
and this is kind of like a little ding dong.
You're gonna ring the
type deal.
doorbell.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have my mage hand just lift up one of the crates. I mean, not one of the crates, but lift up one of the lids.
Okay. It can lift 5 pounds, and the lid's not that heavy. You lift up one of them, and inside is one of the vampires. Just laying there. They don't seem disturbed by anything. They're just laying there.
Is there anything sharp around?
I mean, there's like pieces of wood laying around and things like that. I will say that I don't think a mage hand is going to be strong enough to stake a vampire, though.
Oh, okay. All right. That's perfectly fine.
I mean, yeah, you could poke them and make them angry, but I don't think you're gonna be able to stake a vampire with a mage hand.
What if the mage hand puts, okay, not exactly staking it through the heart, but what if it just like drops it on its eye, you know, and hisses it off a little bit?
I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could like I said, if you want to agitate the vampires, absolutely, your mage hand can 100% agitate the vampires, but I don't think that there's enough oomph or enough of a physical force behind a 5-pound mage hand to force something into something else, because mage hands aren't generally used for attacking.
That is perfectly fine. That's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, so you're just gonna agitate them. Okay.
Yep.
All right, you have it grab something and drop it right on top of the vampire, and it. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It is rustled from its slumber, and it sits up like a dead man, just full on, like, bent at the hips, just up like the Don't Wake Daddy game. Like the Don't Wake Daddy board game. He just sits up really quickly, and then he looks around and hisses.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, is it the one that I saw from the other side of the door?
No.
Dang, crap. Is this just gonna be a game of Where's Waldo? No, I'm not gonna prolong this anymore. But I'm gonna be like, do you remember me? You guys tried to catch me. But anyways, I will let you sleep, but we will be seeing you very, very soon. Anyways, ta-ta. And at that point, I'm gonna give it enough time to speak back if it does, and then I'm going to go back.
No, it hisses and it goes to scramble out of its coffin, and while Barovia does not have like full daylight, they still shy away from the light, and it goes to like crawl on all fours towards where you've like kicked in a board, and the faint light coming in, it recoils at it and hisses in general.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna blow up the coffin shop. Alright, yep, that's all I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna,
Okay.
I guess, go to the end. I don't know where everyone's at, so, but wherever everyone is.
Okay, most of them are in the stockyard anyway, so so you went to the coffin shop. Warren is trying to get some gold from Grimm. Jymbo has talked to the hunters and gotten a price for the whip. Needs to go back and get gold. Araza.
Raza's just window shopping, seeing what's available.
Okay. Anything in particular she's looking for?
Nothing really, just browsing around because this is actually the first time she's been able to like see what Vallaki has to offer.
Okay, very fair. That's very, very fair.
Considering the last few times, she just kind of like, we'll wait outside,
So,
or we get stuck somewhere.
so there is a church. There's a church there. There's obviously the Blue Water Inn, where a lot of people have stayed before. That's where you guys stayed in the stables when the second lockdown was in place. There's the Burgomaster's mansion. There's obviously the stockyard. There's a few other areas. There's another house that has like a like kind of a slouching roof, and it's kind of like a mansion. It's kind of like a mansion. And then beyond that, there's there's a coffin maker shop, and then there's a toy shop. There's a toy shop called Blinsky Toys.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go up to the window of the toy shop.
Okay.
Look in.
As you approach, the cramped shop has a dark entrance portico, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse, with a B engraved on both sides. Flanking the entrance are two arched, lead-framed windows. And then through the dirty glass, you see like a jumbled display of toys and hanging placards bearing a slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Okay. Do they look open?
Oh yeah, they're open.
I guess I will take a step inside.
Okay, you step inside Blinsky Toys, and as soon as you do, there's a bell that dings overhead, like ding ding, letting someone know that you've entered the establishment. You see this heavy-set man. He's got like a moth-eaten jester's cap, and he kind of like shambles out from behind a shelf, and he pokes his head out, almost like Scooby-Doo-esque, like at a perfectly perpendicular angle to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Hello and welcome! Welcome to Blinsky Toys, where is no fun, is no Blinsky. How God I'll help you today?"
Hello, I'm just looking around, but, do you have any, stuffed toys, perchance?
Oh, yes, indeed. I has many toys. I am a wizard of tiny wonders, and I have just a thing for you, young lady. And he scrambles behind one of the counters, and as he's doing that, this small monkey drops down in front of you and holds out his hand and goes, "Ah!" Like he wants you to take his hand.
I will take the hand.
All right, you have to like kind of hunch over because
Okay.
the monkey is so small. But it takes your hand and it starts like guiding you through the shop, and it's pointing at things as if it's trained to do so. And as the man returns, he goes, you were looking for stuffed animals. So many stuffed animals. I have rabbits. I have the bears. I have the bigger bears. What do you really want? You tell me.
I'd like to see both rabbit and bear.
Okay. And he hands you one bear, and then he hands you one rabbit. And you take a look at them, and there's something weird about them. The bear has X's for eyes, and the rabbit looks like you can open up the chest and then like reach in. And as you kind of like glance around a little bit more, you notice that these toys themselves are kind of dark. And the man grabs one of the bigger bears. He says, "The bigger ones, you can do this." And he pops the head off of one of the bears and says, "Look, fun for 2 children, yes?"
Yes, I can definitely see that. Definitely.
Yes. He's no fun. He's no Blinsky. And then the monkey keeps like tugging you along, like taking you down like other like aisles, I guess they would be. But it's just like between small shelving units. And you see that aside from like some really morbid looking stuffed animals, like there's like dolls, like there's a headless doll that comes with a sack of attachable heads. And you see that some of the heads are like on display. And there's one that has its eyes and its mouth stitched shut. There's a miniature gallows complete with a trapdoor and a weighted hanged man. There's a set of like Matryoshka dolls, like the nesting dolls, and the monkey hops up onto the shelf nearby, and he's small enough that he can fit in there. And he hands you the Matryoshka, and he pops the top one open just as an example. Goes, ha, 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 ha. And you notice that the outermost doll is young. And then the one inside looks a little bit older, and he pops another one, and they seem to get older and older the smaller they get.
Gotcha.
And then there's like a wooden string mobile of like hanging bats with flapping wings. There's a musical merry-go-round with wolves that are chasing children in place of prancing horses. And make a perception check for me. I know you've got a high perception anyway, but I need you to make a perception check for me, Araza.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 17.
17, you look over and you see staring right back at you, Strahd, sitting on a shelf staring at you.
Like, is he full size sitting on a shelf or what?
No. This is a ventriloquist dummy of Strahd, and it's staring at you. It's got the same wide smile, the same outfit, top hat, beard, everything. He's just staring at you.
Mr. Blinsky, what is this? And I point to the
These
Strahd.
oh, very good, very fun times. And he reaches up and you see him like roughly jam his hand up the back of this ventriloquist dummy, and he makes a motion to like keep his mouth closed as he does a voice, and well, wouldn't you know, it is I, the Strahd Venzerovich, and he makes these awkward noises, and he makes the mouth move, and he says, "This has been sitting in shop for so long. He wants such a nice home. You could take him home with you. Entertain whole family. Bring home your own little Strahd."
That is something I would have to think about. I do travel a lot. So.
He's very nice, very friendly. Always smiles, this man. And he shakes it. And you hear the head like rattle around.
I point to one of the bears with the X for the eyes. So, what's the price on the bear?
Oh, for the bear, 9 copper.
Okay. What about the bunny?
9 copper.
And the doll you're holding?
Oh, this he very special. He's a 9 silver.
Okay.
He's
That's
like,
good to
take me
know.
home. You want to take me home? Yes. Many smile. I make you smile. Hee hee.
See how much actual coinage do I have on me? Don't think I have any. Well, Mr. Blinsky, it's good to know prices. I didn't bring my coin purse with me. I was more looking, but
Oh, okay. And he says, oh, such a sad time for Blinsky. And he looks to the Strahd puppet, who he's, again, I think he probably doesn't know how ventriloquist puppets work, because he's really forced his hand up in there. And you're pretty sure that if a ventriloquist puppet could grimace or make an uncomfortable face, it's been doing so the entire time.
gotcha.
And
Well, I'm happy to know that you have these items here. Let me talk to my friends and maybe come back.
oh, you have
I
friends.
am eyeing that bear.
I give you the biggest discount, group discount. Many friends, you make many buys. I have many of these for you. And he stumbles back and he starts messing with a few boxes. And you see that he has more than one of these Strahd dolls. And sitting on the shelf, you see a Vasilka doll.
Oh. Point to the Vasilka doll and I go, how much for this one?
He goes, no, you don't want that one. And he says, this one. And he points to a Strahd doll. He says, this one again, 9 silver.
Why is that one not for sale? Why do you think I won't like that one?
Oh, no. It's just not good. Just sit there, it collect dust. That's all it do. Not for sale.
Then why is it on the shelf?
To keep the others company.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Blinsky. I will go talk to my friends and see what I can do.
Yes, do come back. Again, your friend be waiting. And he reaches into another Strahd doll. And this one you visibly see grimace. And he's like, you come back now and you buy me soon. Yes, he's no fun. He's no Blinsky.
Araza is trying so hard not to laugh. And she starts to make her way towards
Okay.
the door.
Okay, you go out and the monkey waves and it watches you leave and the bell dings on the door and you escape. You escape. So eventually, I think that you all meet up with the money man Grimm, and what do you guys do once you're back together?
So there's still vampires in the coffin shop. Went and did a
You
little
went
bit of...
without us?
Well, I figured I was the only one that could climb, so I mean,
That's still
really,
dumb.
well, it's fine.
It's dumb.
At least he didn't shut down the town again.
Not
Small
gonna
improvement.
lie, I thought about blowing up the coffin shop, but I didn't.
Why would you
So-
do that? Why? No blowing up anything. Unless I'm doing it.
Okay, Jymbo, can you make a fireball magically come out of your hand? If you can, I would like to see it in our next fight.
Stand behind me and cast it and make it look like it comes from my hand. I could do it then.
Anyhow, I'm going to purchase a whip. I need 20 gold pieces.
I'll hand out all the gold to everyone, and then I could go buy the med kits and the hide armor.
Okay, so it's 50 gold for the hide armor, and it's what did we say, 75? Yeah, it's 75 for the 3 med kits.
Yep.
Okay, and then you give Warren his 200, you give Jymbo his 20. Araza, what did you want to purchase? You wanted to purchase one of the bears, but did you want anything else?
Just a bedroll and a blanket to replace the one I gave away, but you guys, there's a really morbid toy store here in this town. Very morbid. I don't know why I went in there in the first place, but creeped me out.
What do you mean?
So, children's toys. They have lots of stuffed bears with X's for eyes. They have stuffed rabbits that you can open up their chest and stuff things in, or maybe take things out. They've got those little carousel things with wolves chasing children. And he's got some Strahd ventriloquist dolls that were creeping me out.
I bet you that place is cursed. It sounds pretty cursed.
It looked like it was pretty cursed. I wanted to buy one of the bears, but then I realized I didn't have any money, so I'm glad I made it out. But yeah, if you walk by Blinsky's toys, just be careful. Be wary. By the way, Grimm, if I could have 9 copper, that'd be great. So I can go buy the bear.
Just okay, what's the conversion rate for the copper?
One silver is worth 10 copper. So you can give her a silver piece and she'll just get a copper and change.
Okay, I'll go do that.
All right, I have 1 silver piece.
Okay. All right. So you can all go make your purchases. They will give them to you without any issue. The hunters give Jymbo the whip. Surprised that he came back, actually. They actually didn't believe that you would come back. And
when Jymbo picks up the whip, it sparkles with a magical glow. Oh, that's a pretty good whip.
And both men kind of do like the they do like this surprised look, and then they look at one another, then look to you. It's like, and the other man who made the comment before, he's like, better hands than yours. And the other guy kicks him under the table again. Good hunting. If you need guide, we're here.
I don't think you want to go where I'm going.
Oh, we hunt wolves and werewolves. We know this place inside and out. We could take you through the woods if you needed to go.
I'll keep that in mind. And I head back towards everyone else.
Okay. Warren, you go back to the shopkeep. They are also they're not surprised that you returned. They're relieved that you returned because now they have to move this big crate that's got armor in it that they can't move themselves. And they're like, "Oh, you came back. Welcome."
Yeah, I said I would. Since I'll be getting new armor and it's a decent upgrade from what I currently have, I'll even offer him like, hey, this chainmail that I'm wearing, you can, like, we can still trade it. I mean, if you want to, it'll give you something too, because I'm not going to need it with what I'm getting from you.
Okay. He looks at it and notes the condition. And he's like, I take 50 off your cost. That sound good? You trade armor and 50 off your cost?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And he's like, you help me put in your armor in the crate, and then you can have this armor you put on, and you help me put it back in the back. I can move it.
Yep, you just tell me where you need it to go.
Okay, and he shows you, and then he even helps you put on the armor. Again, it's like random bands of metal, much like what I showed in the chat there. Random bands of metal, chain in other places. So it's kind of familiar to what you had worn before because you had chainmail on, but now it feels a little bit heavier. You feel a little bit more protected. And it covers the skeletal arm of yours.
Yeah.
All right. Grimm makes his purchases of the healing kits and anything else.
After I buy the bear, I do show it off to everybody and be like, see? Told you, Morbid.
Did you get one of the bears that has the removable head, or just the one that has the X's for eyes?
The one that has the X's for eyes.
Okay. Yeah, so Araza, yeah, you show that off.
Creepy place. Kept trying to get me to buy the Strahd lookalike doll.
Yeah, when you go back into the store to initially make that purchase, Araza, you notice that all of the toys that have heads are turned towards the door.
Oh.
Like they're watching you come back in.
Not creepy at all, as I say under my breath as I walk in.
Okay. You walk in, and again, hey, she's come back. I knew she'd come back. And you watch as one of the Strahd dolls that is looking towards the door apparently does not have a good enough vantage point and falls off the shelf, as it looks like it was leaning too far. It leans
okay.
and then it falls and hits the floor. Ah, oh, what a rascal! Yay! He does what he wants.
I am here for the bear, and I point at the bear that was 9 copper. And they're like, all I have is 1 silver.
Oh, don't worry, I have plenty of change. But you might not want to walk away so quickly. We can give you many good deal. And he gives you he holds the bear out with the X's for eyes, and he sets it down on the counter. He's like, maybe I interest you in a little fun bat finger puppet. And it's this little cloth like puppet that you would put on your finger, and there's a little string that you pull on and it makes the wings flap.
How much for the little bat?
It'd be 1 little copper.
Sold. Bear and the bat. 1 silver. Total.
Ah, very good. And you're going to take a Strahd boy home, yes? Yes, you're going to take a Strahd boy. And he takes one off the shelf and sets it on the counter.
Oh no, I can't afford that one.
Ah, but you can come back. You come back and you take him home. Look how he smiles. He smiles so big. And he grabs its chin and he moves its face. And like he's mushing its cheeks, but he can't because it's a wooden ventriloquist puppet.
Maybe. You said it's 9 silver for this one?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe
But
me. Maybe yes. Maybe yes.
maybe,
Maybe yes.
maybe.
Maybe.
I grab the bear and the bat, put the silver on the counter, and say thank you very much,
Okay. And then
and
again,
I leave.
and as you leave again, as he places one of the Strahd dolls, the one that fell off the shelf, the other one, like there are others on different shelves, which seem to be oddly more stocked than when you were in there initially, as if now he feels like he's going to sell more of them. One of the other ones, as if it had been leaning too far to see something, falls off the shelf as you leave.
Gotcha.
And then you resume time with the others. And you show off the bear.
Drop the bear and the bat.
All right. So now what do you guys do? Now that you're all back together. The band's back together.
So are we killing vampires?
I'm down for killing vampires.
By the way, I'm not sure where we're at, but Jymbo just says that out loud wherever we're at.
Yeah, you guys kind of like all met back at the stockyard because it seemed to be the general place for people to gather. So yeah, that's where you guys are.
Okay. So how are we gonna do this and not cause another lockdown?
Knowing what I know about tactics, I suggest we split up. Nah, just kidding. Let's kick in the door.
There may be a problem with that. Well, I don't know if an arcane lock can hold brute force, but
An arcane lock cannot hold brute force. Enough brute force can break it.
okay. I will say this: the front is magically locked, thanks to me. But there is a window that I have kicked in a board, so you can see inside. It is accessible, but you'd have to climb up there, and then we'd have to kick in the rest of the boards. So there's that. But I mean, you guys can brute force the door, but I don't think that's a good idea to do it out in public during the day. And I did not bring the spell to undo my arcane lock spell.
I can't remember. Did we have a scroll of that?
Scroll of knock? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
No, I don't think so either.
I have a white diamond necklace? What the hell? Oh, never mind.
How many times can you do the arcane lock?
Well, if I had it prepared today, I could do it as many times. 6 times I could do it.
Okay, and how many vampires are there?
There's 6. They are all in the same room.
Okay. Plan. You lock 5 of them. We open up one and just go completely hog wild on that one. Kill that one. Destroy the box and everything. Unlock the next one and just go down the line.
Did you forget
And
I have a
I'll-
magic sword?
Well, yeah.
I'll just flashbang him to death.
Yeah, but even if... I'm just trying to do that so then we're not having... We don't know how powerful these vampires are. If we get overwhelmed now, we're screwed, and I also try not to put this town back on lockdown again.
Or, better yet, don't we have allies at the inn?
You do.
Yeah, we got the Ravens.
Oh. Also, I worked with the guard temporarily. I personally worked with the one guy that got promoted. If a little birdie got in their ear that, hey, there's a suspected vampire hive in the middle of your town, we know where it is, we'll help you take care of it.
Yeah. Could do multiple ways. I was just try to do it, take out one at a time so we don't get overwhelmed by the vampires. But if we got enough people that we could kind of like have 2 people or 2 or 3 people per vampire and just all attack at once.
By the way, Joe,
Yeah.
I should have said this, but I would have casted disguise self to make myself look like a regular elf.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, you just kind of like snuck off and just went to the coffin shop. You didn't really go to a store. So, I'm going to roll a percentile really quickly.
Oh, no.
Just to see if anyone noticed. Okay. So you're disguised.
Okay, thank God.
So if you guys are going to go hunt vampires, you can head to the coffin maker shop. Do you guys feel suitably prepared for vampires?
I mean, I still think that we need to let either the inn know where again where the ravens are, like, hey, and this is what we're doing. What do you recommend? Because you know the town better than we do.
Yeah, that sounds smart.
You should do
and
that.
maybe get some extra people.
I definitely think that we should go tell whoever is in charge over the guard about that as well.
Well, because Araza, you and I did the guard stuff, right? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was you and I.
Okay, why don't we go to the barracks or wherever, because they'll remember us, and then Sorin and Grimm can go to the inn, and Jymbo, you can either go with Sorin or Grimm or come with us.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm not a huge fan of the guard here, since they were talking about cutting my head off. So I'll go back to the inn with the friendly people.
Okay.
I'll go with you to the barracks just in case they're like, we're not going to do it for free and might need to bribe them or something like that. I got the money.
Well, I don't want to bribe them because Araza and I, again, we helped them out during the one lockdown. I don't want to put a bad taste in their mouth. You know, we helped them. We're continuing to help them. So let's at least get some better reputation.
Yeah, I was just more of like if they end up being like, we're friends with vampires, we might need to put money so we're not in trouble.
I have a feeling that they're not, because they don't like werewolves, and the werewolves work for the vampires. So
True.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, continue. I didn't mean to cut anybody off. I was just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll probably just still go because maybe if the maybe the guards don't want to help, but they could send us to like mercenaries or hunters that we could hire to help us.
Did Jimbo tell us about the hunters that were at the Blue Water Inn?
There were hunters at the Blue Water Inn, but I don't
Oh.
think they hunt vampires.
Well, I'm sure some gold can change that, Jimbo. So
I mean, I'm just saying I don't think that they have the necessary skill to hunt vampires.
well, all I see is a common threat in the city, and if innocent hunters die, I mean, then so be it.
I mean, then who is going to hunt the werewolves?
I'm
I do not want to leave this ecosystem without apex werewolf predators.
I don't think we're really like hunting vampires. It's more like we're walking into their door and just
That's
killing
hunting.
them in the sleep.
That's hunting.
More li-
We know
more
where their
like
lair
just-
is.
Stabbing them in their sleep.
That's still hunting.
So we're that FBI open up meme.
Yeah. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. FBI, open up!
Except for we've warned them.
But yeah,
I mean, you could hire the hunters. They might specialize in werewolves, but who's to say they haven't encountered a vampire at least once?
I mean, I'll
If
personally
they
give
could,
them. Go ahead.
they could stab a werewolf. They could stab a vampire.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I think one is. I think surprisingly, one is probably more dangerous than the other when it comes to vampires and werewolves. I mean, they made a whole movie about it, Underworld.
God, I love that movie. Anyways.
Oh, this is how we end up with vampiric werewolves.
Yep, this is
Yes.
exactly what happens. So the plan is to tell the guards that there might be a nest of vampires within their town, hoping to not rouse another alarm and have them lock things down again, while possibly hiring the two hunters that Jymbo spoke to assist in the combat, while possibly also casting arcane lock on the crates in which they're in to lock a majority of them inside, so that way you can fully dispatch them in a safer manner for your party. Is that what I'm getting out of all of this?
I don't have arcane lock prepared, so take that out.
I think right now we're just trying to get as much allies as we can to then go kill the vampires.
Okay, so from a tactical perspective, Sorin is the only person who's been in this area, like physically within the building. There is a lot of cramped space, but vampires can fight in 3 dimensions. Like, they can crawl on ceilings and walls, so that's dangerous. That's if they all get out. Obviously, if you're attacking them during their slumber cycle, they're more vulnerable. But, you know, still full hit points. They just can't regenerate while they're in their, while they're not in their sleep. However, Araza, you are one of 2 people in the party who are keen to knowledge religion. You're trained in knowledge religion. Would you and Jymbo like to make a knowledge religion check for me, please? One of you can assist. You can determine who's going to assist, and this is going to help you plan a little bit more with the vampires.
I've rolled an 18 before we decided. Well, I rolled a 15 plus 3, so 18.
Okay.
So he's assisting me.
Yes.
We get a holy hand grenade.
Ooh, that's a 19 total. I rolled a 1 and a 16 this time.
Very good. So between the two of you, your combined knowledges, you know vampire weaknesses by this point. They can't enter a residence without an invitation. If they enter running water, they take damage. A stake to the heart while they're incapacitated will kill them. But also they have sunlight hypersensitivity, which they take 20 points of radiant damage when it starts its turn in sunlight, which you guys now have a weapon that gives off direct sunlight. And while vampires are in sunlight, they have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So other than being vulnerable to radiant damage, and they can't regenerate from taking radiant damage. If they stand within direct sunlight, which the new sword in which you've gained possession of does so, they'll take damage just by being in its light.
Araza, do you have any magical holy sunlight spells?
I didn't pray for one today. I should have.
I got something that could help, but no one could really be within 10 feet of me. Because it's like my radiant consumption. I radiate bright light 20 feet and do an extra radiant damage to a target. And I'd take some damage, but I could really pump out some extra light and more radiant damage.
How long have you been able to do that?
For a while. Keep
Like-
forgetting about it.
Grimm's just like,
Like, how long
there
a
was
while?
never a situation that needed to come up.
Well, it's that, but the other bad thing is, I take some damage with it. Every turn, I'll take half of 3 points of radiant damage every turn. And if anyone gets within 10 feet of me, they get hurt too. And every other combat, a lot of people are kind of close by, or I'm far away and throwing daggers.
Okay, so while we're doing what we're doing, Sorin, you do your mental walkie-talkie stuff with us in case if something goes awry, like if you get to the vampire hive before we do,
I think that's Grimm who can do the
Yeah,
psychic thing.
or whoever somebody does magic. I don't know. You all do the same stuff.
I like that Warren's just the dumb farm boy. He's like, I can tell you which card is yours when I do that magic trick, and I can make a pencil look like it's rubber, but beyond that, I can't do any magic.
Don't you have like a magic sunlight sword and magic fists or something? I think you're just as magic as everybody else.
I can also make my finger look like I popped it off.
Actually, probably more literally now since he's got the bone fingers, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you have a magic bone hand too.
Magic bone hand.
Magic Bonehand is my favorite ska band, by the way. It doesn't really exist.
No, they're fourth wave. They're coming.
But with a plan in place to go hunt vampires, I think instead of getting into a long combat with 6 vampires tonight, since we've only got about like half an hour, and it's probably going to take us longer than that to get to the combat, I think we'll call it here for tonight, and then we'll resume with a more finalized plan outside of the coffin shop, and you guys can test out some new abilities on some waiting vampires. How's that sound?
Did we get any of the allies or no?
What, like for the
Getting the hunters, letting the guards know that
we can
that'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be next week. Yeah, so next week I'll have the role play set up for Warren and Araza and you guys to get the guards for Jymbo or Sorin, depending on who's going to try to get the hunters to come along. And obviously, monster hunters are monster hunters, and if these guys make a living out of keeping Vallaki safe from wolves and werewolves, they'll probably take on the challenge to fight some vampires given the opportunity. They're not going to work for free, but
They can probably take on the Rathalos. Maybe a Rathian. I don't know about
Oh
the
my
Rathalos.
gosh. No. No.
I myself am not a Monster Hunter player, but I know what those creatures are. But yeah, we can do that next week. You guys good for the 14th?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
As far as I know,
There we go.
yep.
Okay.
Yes, I should be.
All right. So we will resume next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, I want to thank my players. Thank you, players. I hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And thank you, chat, for everything, for hanging out and spending some time with us. I already know who we're going to raid into, so that's not going to be an issue tonight. So players, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and mute the Discord, and then you guys can go on your way if you need to. But if you need me, I'll be here. So thank you, players.
Thank you.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, chat.
Go.
All right, they're muted. All right, we're gonna raid into my friend Rory. She is playing. She's playing Sonic, but she's done a lot of our artwork. Mainly, my panels, my icon here on Twitch. She's done our Streamer of Stormkeep panel. She's done our banner. She's done our stuff for the Perception Check channel, which you can find here if you aren't already on there. This weekend, I am dedicating myself to uploading the VODs of Strahd and What Is to Become. So we're going to get those up on the channel this weekend. I'm not going to stream Saturday. I'm not going to stream Sunday, so that way I can make sure that I get that done. I'm not going to overload myself. So we're going to go with the good old-fashioned Viking raid. Friends, if you don't have my emotes, use whatever emotes you have. Just be polite, read the room, and as always, please be polite to the streamer we're about to drop in on. They might be in the middle of something and may not be able to respond to us right away. I'm sure they'll get to us if they can when they can. If you like the streamer's content, please give them a follow. If you really like their content, give them a subscribe. You're not required to do either, but do remember, a follow is free. All right, guys, we'll be back Monday. We'll be back Monday. So in the meantime, please stay safe, eat well, stay hydrated. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.